why my boobs look like that, y'all. So, y'all, I tested positive for COVID today. Womp, 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 womp. So, earlier today, well, let me back up. You guys know I just went on a cruise with Royal Caribbean, and I just got back home yesterday, and I felt fine. I was tired because I really think it had a lot to do with the travel. I don't know if y'all are aware, like Southwest had a lot of delays, and so our flight got delayed, and it just was a long process. But I felt completely fine yesterday. But then today, I started feeling like congestion, and I thought it was because of pollen, because there's so much pollen outside in Georgia right now. But what really prompted me to take a COVID test, was because I was planning on going to an R&B picnic with my friends. And since I had just got back from a trip, I didn't want to expose them to COVID. So I wanted to get tested and make sure that, I was negative before I went. Y'all, I think I got my test right here. Hold on. Ooh. So I took 1, 2, 3 COVID tests, and all of those bad boys said that I was positive. So it is official. Your girl has COVID. I do believe, excuse me, I do believe that I was exposed to it while on the cruise. They say that typically you get symptoms and stuff like that like 2 days after you've been exposed, which that timeline makes sense for when I was on the cruise. Yeah, so I definitely feel like I got it on the cruise. I feel like I was conscientious. I don't feel like I was careless. And I want to put it out there that I have had both of my vaccines with Pfizer, and I've been boosted. And so I still got it. However, I am grateful that at least right now, I feel like the symptoms that I have are super, super, super mild compared to what I've heard in the past. Now, I checked my temperature earlier and I was at 99.2, which is a low grade fever. Right now, all I have is a little bit of congestion. Y'all can probably hear that I'm a little bit more nasally than usual. And again, I thought that it was just because of the pollen, because I do suffer from allergies. And so I thought that that was just it. And I did feel tired, like I mentioned, but then I thought that that was just because it was a long travel day. But I do have COVID, and I am going to do all that I can to help my body fight this off and to ensure that my symptoms don't progress. One of the things that I'm doing is it's across the room, so I'm not going to grab it, but I've been drinking a lot of lemon water. Every day I plan on drinking my emergency. So I didn't finish it for today. I'm almost done, but every day I'm going to have my emergency. I'm going to make sure and, take my thermometer throughout the day to make sure that that doesn't spike or anything. And in the morning, I'm going to have this vitamin C shine tea to boost my immune system. I also have these drops that I put in it. It's elderberry syrup. It's supposed to boost your immune system as well, so I put a few drops of that in my tea. I also am going to take one of these daily. So it has all of the good things to help your immune system. And I think that might be it. My main thing is just staying hydrated, resting. So I let my supervisor know that I tested positive because I was supposed to go into work tomorrow, but I'm gonna have to work from home for a few weeks, it seems like, just to make sure that I don't expose anybody in the office with it because that would be really, really bad. I don't know if you guys can see. Well, I actually don't even want to show y'all because that side of my room is a mess. But I do have like my essential oils air diffuser or oil diffuser going. I put some frankincense, some eucalyptus, and some lemongrass in there to keep the air humid or moist. And the eucalyptus will help open me up. The lemongrass will kind of elevate my mood, give me a little bit of energy while also purifying the air. And the frankincense is just good for you. Anti-cancer things and just good antioxidants and stuff like that. So I have that going. But yeah, I did test positive for COVID, and so I'm gonna make sure and drink my teas, drink my emergency, drink lots and lots of water to stay hydrated to make sure that I don't get worse. I will say, to be honest, this really isn't going to deter me from cruising in the future. What it will do is it will make me be a little, like, even more conscientious about it, making sure that I'm sanitizing. Because one of the things that I will say that I think I could have did better on is just keeping my hands sanitized. Because I remember on the cruise ship, even like on the merry-go-round, holding on that and maybe not sanitizing my hands as much as I should. So I do feel like I did get exposed to COVID while I was on my trip on Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas. I did wear my mask. I am vaccinated and boosted, all that good stuff. But I just feel like it's so many people and everybody just being exposed to it. It's bound to happen. I will say that again, I feel like I could have did a better job sanitizing. I was wearing my mask in indoors and in restrooms and stuff like that. So I will say if you are planning on going on a cruise, just being mindful of that because everybody feels like just because they make you take a test like 2 days before that everybody's good to go. But that's not always the case because they could have been exposed after they took the test or during an excursion while on the cruise and then bring that on the cruise ship. So it's a lot to kind of keep in mind. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I took two tests. Well, I took three actually, and they're all positive. So safe to say I do have COVID. I'm just gonna make sure and have my tea, drink my water, stay hydrated. This is day one. This is my first time having COVID. And my temperature right now is 99.2. So I have a low grade fever, not too concerning right now. I haven't taken a fever reducer just because I feel like it's low grade. And right now my only symptoms is just the nasally congestion, some sneezy and runny nose. So in that regard, I do feel blessed because a lot of people have it a lot worse than that. So I'm glad that my symptoms are on the lighter side. I hope they continue to stay light, and I'm going to do all that I can do to make sure that my symptoms don't get worse. But yeah, right now it's just all in my nose. I just feel, and again, I thought that it was due to the pollen outside because the pollen in Atlanta is crazy right now. So I've been like really sneezy and runny nose and all that good stuff, and I thought it was just due to the pollen. And literally the only reason that I was taking a test was because I knew that I had been traveling and I didn't want to expose my friends to COVID if I did have it. But in my mind, I'm like, you don't have it. You're just taking this just to double check, just so that you can be a good friend and not share that with your friends. But boom, sure enough, I tested and it said positive, and then I tested again, positive, tested again, positive. So yeah, but I am probably going to, I just wanted to go live while it was on my mind to share this with you guys because I know like earlier on when COVID first hit, I did a few videos on things you can do to boost your immune system. And so I just wanted to let you guys know that it got me, y'all. It got me, but I am going to hang in there, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna do like a daily live thing. I'll think about it. But I will give you guys tips and like let y'all know like the different things that I'm taking to help it, and like how it progresses, like the different days, if my symptoms change, if they worsen, if they get better, well, what have you. So I will keep you guys up to date. Thank you all for checking in. Bye, my lovelies.